Well, Amazon's Echo was the company's top-selling product this holiday season, wanted by everyone, and now even by the police. Authorities in Arkansas are looking to gain access to potential data from an Echo device as part of a murder investigation in the state. Prosecutors say they are looking for clues in any comments the device may have overheard. We reached out to Amazon for comments on the investigation, and here is what they said. Amazon will not release customer information without a valid and binding legal demand properly served on U.S. Amazon objects to overboard or otherwise inappropriate demands as a matter of course. Joining us is attorney and radio host Christy Kunzig. Good to have you here this morning. It's a really fascinating conversation because during the commercial I said, did anybody get this for Christmas or have one? Dagan says yes. She says it's always recording. So of course this is going to come up if it could possibly help in an investigation.
Absolutely. It's really interesting to see how this is going to affect our privacy rights in the future. Whereas right now it's interesting that Amazon would respond in this way because they were served with a legal document. They did get a warrant that was asking for any text and audio recordings, and they do have to turn it over because we have a warrant. But it's interesting to think of outside of the scope of the warrant, do you have a reasonable expectation of privacy in your Echo Dot and the things that it's saying? Here's a device that's in your home, and typically when you look at the home, you have a reasonable expectation of privacy. That is one of the bright line laws. We can draw a bright line and say, yes, you have a reasonable expectation here. But on a device that's constantly recording you and then putting it on a cloud, that's kind of where we're now getting hung up.
If you could help solve a murder investigation, it's like, I don't know.
Murder, and the next thing you know, it's drug crimes. The next thing you know, it's, I think that they ran a red light, so I'm going to go listen.
Of course, there are some legitimate interests that you have to look at, but again, you have to look at this is someone's individual rights, and you don't want to step over the boundaries and just take away their rights and say, okay, well, we're going to look at everyone.
Understood. So Amazon is participating. We do know that they have already turned over the suspect's subscriber and account information in compliance with the warrant. Can Amazon resist providing data from the Amazon Echo? Okay, so they are. I mean, they're basically saying no.
Right, they are, and this is going to be a losing battle for them because they do have a warrant that was properly executed, and it is specific enough. So for a warrant, you have to have probable cause, you have to go to a judge, get them to sign off. They have an affidavit from a witness saying that the Echo Dot was being used streaming music throughout the night. So they do have everything that they need to get a warrant.
I can imagine that's going to, that's going to stay in people's heads when they think about getting something like this.
Oh yeah,
right. It actually should. But if you have a drop cam, for example, that's always on, which a lot of people use to watch, they use as nanny cams or to watch their dogs when they're not there, but they're always on.
Right.
And they're constantly recording, and the video is online, so there's basically video of you walking around your home for whatever reason, and it would be potentially accessible by legal authorities if you were ever involved in any kind of case.
There's going to be more commercial and personal applications of this whole Internet of Things now, so this is going to become more and more prevalent. There's going to be all sorts of things, recording and taking pictures, and this is just going to boom.
I don't like it. I've never killed anyone, but I've done plenty of things at home that I don't want the government to see.
Don't buy an Echo.
Like what, Kat?
I'm not talking about it on TV.
I think that Amazon really has to say that they want to protect their customers. That way they can keep acquiring new customers. But at the end of the day, I don't think they have a legal leg to stand on.
Just like Apple fought cracking the code into that iPhone, right?
Well,
that's still an unresolved issue in terms of the potential a company being required to essentially write code for the government to open a phone.
Well, that leads to another question, though. How easy is it for the government or anyone else to hack into an Echo and get this out anyway, like they did with Apple?
Well, that would be different. This is not hacking. They have a warrant that is requesting this information, which is the legal way to do it. They can't hack into it and just say, ha-ha, we got it without you. It's a little different than the Apple.
They probably already are.
That's my thought, Kat.
Right. If they hacked in, they wouldn't be able to use it in court, so it would really hurt them.
Christy Kunzig, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll keep following that story coming up.